Hi, welcome back, you beautiful souls. Sorry about the few days. Yesterday I meant to upload this, but kind of got distracted with a few friends, and I hung out with a bunch of my friends yesterday. So my apologies for that. So where we last left off this series, Izuku had just killed a guy and took his quirk, and in his mind he killed the guy out of mercy, because he was convulsing and basically having like seizure like stuff by using Katsuki's explosion, by putting it in by basically using Katsuki's quirk to like blow a hole in his chest. And then he was stopped after, and yes, the girl he met is Toga. So after like his little chat with Toga, he's a couple of blocks away from the scene, and a gentleman had stopped him and is in the process of questioning what's his idea of heroes. So we come back to our story. I'm not going to ask you again, young man, after this. What is your opinion about heroes? First, and Deku just looks at him, and his eyes begin to glow a little bit. And he's looking at the dude, and he's like, huh. So, you're not freaked out by what I did? What, are you some kind of hero? And the gentleman's like, no. So you're a villain. And this is when the guy says, well, my organization, we've been classified as a villain group. In any case, kid, your answer determines which letter I'm supposed to deliver to you. So Izuku looks down. It's like, he's thinking, it's like, what should I do? What should I do? And this is when the gentleman pipes up. It's like, look, kid, I'm only doing this because we got paid a lot of money just to deliver letters to you. In any case, kid, I don't have all time. Now give me an answer or die. And at this point, Izuku starts seeing a bunch of lights show up on his body. And then Izuku's looking around and he's like, shit, too far from fucking shadows if they shoot. And this is when the gentleman walks up to him again, like getting closer, and he's like, I told you, give me an answer and we'll leave. But if you refuse to get an answer, we're going to take you out here and now because, well, you took our bounty on a hit. And Izuku says, fine, well, you heard what I said about heroes. There's only a handful that there's only a couple that deserve to be heroes. And as far as villains go, I have things I want to do to them as well. And the guy kind of smiles at this. And he pulls an envelope out from like his back and hands it to Izuku. And then he turns. Before he goes, he turns back around and he's like, young man, information we found about you. Your mother died a few weeks ago, didn't she? And Izuku, like his hair changes color and explosions start to come out of his hand, and the gentleman's like, calm down, young man. The threats was more so just to get an answer out of you. An honest one, actually. I quite don't like doing this. Well, when it comes to kids, I don't like it. Well, kid, here's this card. Once you settle things about with your mom, give me a call. I have some job offers. I might have a job for you. And the gentleman hands him a card. And before Izuku can ask him any more questions, the dude has pretty much disappeared. So Izuku's standing there, and he's just thinking. He's like, oh, God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And then he's like, oh, well, I guess I should probably read this. And he opens it, and there's only like one line. There's only like one sentence in it. Well, it's a compound sentence, but it reads, I'm sorry. You can take quirks from recently deceased corpses. And Izuku's like, now he's really looking around, and there's no trace of this guy. So, when I say a couple of weeks, I meant a week. So Izuku spends a week just avoiding cops and avoiding pros, because I would say a few high-ranking pros were called in because of the fight that happened that took Izuku's mom's life. Was the fight between All For One and All Might. And Izuku doesn't know this because they're trying to keep this under wraps, but they're thinking that something was involved with Inko Midoriya, because an explosion happened that started in her apartment, which took out a quarter of the building. And the fact that she had died during this altercation, they're thinking maybe she's involved with the villain that's behind this. And no, the pros aren't told about All Might's injury, and they're not told about which villain it was. Just someone that they had been investigating for a while. And, well, oh boy. So, Endeavor was called in because the Hero Association, All Might kind of being out of commission for a little bit, has been like kind of spearheading the investigation and trying to collect information. And during this week, after he took the guy's quirk, ripping it out of his body, Izuku is kind of just moseying about, and there's an explosion coming out of the convenience store that he was walking by, and two guys like run out, and they see him, and it's like, kid, what are you? And Izuku's just looking at these guys, and they're like, the guys look at him and they begin to like run. Because Izuku says, I don't want any troubles. And as the guys run off and they start to enter an alleyway, Izuku's like thinking, it's like, this could be fun. Wonder what kind of quirks they have. Well, let's go then, shall we? And Izuku basically steps into like another alley and then steps into the shadows. And then he appears in front of the other guys and they're like, oh, so we have a little hero on our hands. And Izuku's thinking, he begins to laugh a little bit. You think I'm a hero? So you're a villain then? And Izuku's like, thinks, it's like, and you think I'm a villain? Well, that's not too far from the truth. As he's walking up to these guys, flames, they hear, get away from the kid! And Izuku is just looking back and he's like, crap, fucking heroes arrived. And the guys kind of start running towards the kid, but then they're cut off by a flame of wall. And you just hear Endeavor say, I told you guys to back away from the child. I just saw you guys rip off that store. Young men, it's foolish to go after villains on your own. And Endeavor basically runs in, knocking the guys out. And Izuku's just thinking to himself, he's like, Endeavor. Flames? Explosions? So, stop here. This past few days, Izuku, after willingly taking another person's life and seeing the effects of his quirk, he's thinking, well, society does need heroes, but the whole way that it's set up is all wrong. They need to pay. They all need to pay for what they've done. If it wasn't for the current society of what a hero is, my mom, she wouldn't have. And Izuku catches himself and composes himself, and he looks up at Endeavor, and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And Izuku's eyes begin to glow, and Endeavor kind of jumps back a little bit, and Izuku's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. My quirk, I have a hard time controlling it, but I've been getting help. And Endeavor's like, what's your quirk then, young man? And Izuku's like, oh, well, this is kind of weird, but it's... Izuku looks up at Endeavor, and Izuku's kind of smiling. It's a quirk similar to yours. See? And Izuku produces flame in his hand. And Endeavor's like, Endeavor's thinking, And mind you, Izuku is making his eyes glow. And Endeavor goes to like put his hand on Izuku's head, and Izuku steps back, and he's like, I'm sorry, Endeavor. And Izuku's eyes are glowing, and he's like, when my eyes are glowing, it means if someone touches me, they'll be caught in flames. And Endeavor's like, well, in any case, young man, you need to be more careful. I will see you around. With the recent major attacks by villains lately, the Hero Association's been picking things up. Get home now, young man, and be safe. So Endeavor grabs the guys, and at this time, like, a police van has walked up, and Izuku walks away, and he's just thinking, freaking idiot. Heroes, they're so into, like, justice. So, that letter. You can take quirks from corpses. I guess it's time I go see Mom. So we cut to 2 days later, and there's can be an explosion heard coming from, like, down the hallway by a security guard. And easy, like, when the security guard gets there, he sees a hooded figure standing over one of the bodies that's on a tray that's in one of the lockers for the morgue. And then he just sees the figure get really close to him, and he's knocked out. And now the hooded figure is standing there, and you see a small glint of a light, and you just see blue eyes and flames. And he's thinking, oh, damn, that was close. I didn't want to take another person's life. That's innocent. It would have been hard to get out of here. In any case, he looks back at his mother's body, and he's like, Mom, I promise I'll make that deadbeat pay for what he's done to you. Because Izuku, he doesn't like his father. And, well, he found out there's a villain is the one, because the villain that was in a fight like those few weeks ago with that pro is the one that indeed actually killed her. So, oh boy, the daddy issues just keep piling up on this one. So, Izuku, he basically walks into a shadow and appears a few blocks away from the hospital where his mother's body was being held. And he just hears, oh, holy crap, where did you come from? And Izuku turns around and shocked, and he's like, wait, are you following me? And the girl's like, wait a minute, Reaper? And Izuku says, yo, seriously, are you following me? Are you, like, fangirling or something? Are you stalking me? And the girl smiles. It's like, I... And Izuku just looks at her glaringly, and she's like, well, I guess the jig's up. Yeah, I've been treated like crap my entire life because of my quirk. And, well, when I saw you the other day, I don't know, just seemed like you would be fun to hang out with. And Izuku's like, so what's your quirk? And he just sees the girl pull, like, a little syringe out that has blood, and she basically breaks it up and drinks the blood. Izuku kind of cringes a little bit. And he sees her turn into like this gray liquid stuff starts forming around her, and then she transforms into like a completely different person. And Izuku jumps back and is like, wait, you how did you do that? And this is when the person turns into a gray form again, and Toga's like, well, you see, I have to drink and consume blood for my quirk to work. And, well, what did you do to that guy? How can you... Wait, did you copy that guy's quirk. And Izuku's like, you're not gonna stop following me, are you? And the girl's like, and Izuku's like, wait a minute, maybe. And he walks up to her, and he's like, so your quirk's very interesting, and, well, I'm sorry people have called you a villain, and if people knew what my real quirk was, they would deem it villainous. Matter of fact, when my quirk awakened, one of my friends, well, old friend, let's say an acquaintance of mine, who used to be a friend, told me that I had a villain quirk. So, stop here, flashback time to those many years ago when Izuku stood up, to a few months ago when Izuku, so he's 8, his quirk came in, and I believe I did a year time skip. If I didn't, it's only been it's only been like a month and a half since he's had that quirk. Or no, wait a minute. Hold on one moment, I lost my place in my notes. Well, I can't find it. So, yeah, there it is. So, when Izuku confronted Katsuki about bullying this kid, when Izuku's eyes changed color and his hair changed color, he basically copied Katsuki's features, like his eyes and like his hair. And something else happened that kind of scared Katsuki a little bit. And this will lead him down a different path of, well, he's going to be more careful how he interacts with people, because he saw Deku, like sparks in Deku's hands. And the fact that his hair and eyes changed to the same color and they were kind of glowing. And so like when he heard news of like the Midoriya residence basically getting destroyed from a bomb or some type of explosion, Katsuki was thinking, he's like, damn, so is it a copy quirk or what? In any case, if he did copy my quirk and he caused an explosion that big, I need to get stronger, because if he is a villain. So that whole instant between seeing sparks in Izuku's hands and the Midoriya's apartment building getting like destroyed by an explosion or a bomb is making change Katsuki in from like being a dick to being more like canon Deku. He won't be like a hero fanboy like Deku was, but he's going to end up being more friendly than he would be in canon. Like more so than even his season 4 canon counterpart. I would say this is a couple of development would be like his year 2 would be a little bit nicer than his year 2 personality for my manga readers. So I'm not going to say what has happened during that time, but for those of you who do read the manga, he has his year 2 type personality, or towards the end of his year 1 personality. You can choose either. They're pretty much interchangeable. Basically, the end of the first year at UA and the beginning of the second year at UA is what Katsuki's personality is sort of like, but nicer, more like canon Deku counterpart. So that being said, back to our story and conversation between Izuku and Toga. And he's like, so, what did you do? Run away? And she's like, yeah, I couldn't stay at that orphanage. And Deku's like, so, what? You're orphan too? And this is when Toga begins to, like, some tears form in her eyes. And Izuku's like, steps back and he's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to scare you, this is kind of awkward, you've seen me kill someone, and yet you're acting like that's not a big of a deal. And this is when Toga looks up at him, and he's like, it's nothing, it's just, well, people knowing about my quirk, they always treat me so like I'm an absolute villain. And, well, I did kind of kill someone. And Izuku looks shocked and he's like, so you're a murderer? And she's like, no, it's not like that. It's similar to, like, that dude, like, a few weeks ago. And Izuku's like, huh. So that's why you weren't freaked out by a dead body? You've seen him before? Hey, it's Toga, right? And Toga looks at him and is like, yeah. She's like, let's get out of here. And there's a lot that we need to discuss. If you want to, like, follow me, we've got to do something about your appearance. So Izuku walks up to her, basically grabbing her, and then, like, shadows engulf them, and they disappear. We cut to a room, and Togi's like, what the fuck? What did you do? Where are we? And Izuku says, calm down. This is, this is an office on an abandoned warehouse that I found. In any case, if you're gonna follow me, there's something we should talk. Your name's Toga. Hey, Toga. You want to help me You want to help me kill a few people? Or take down an organization? And Toga is like, begins to smile, and it's like, so you'll let me follow you? And Izuku begins to laugh, and it's like, well, it should be fun, right? The two of us, maybe we pick up a few people along the way, but there's someone and this is when Izuku's eyes, like, begin to glow, and they're like, the irises are glowing green. And Toga's like, flinches a little bit, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, but I've got a gift for you. And Izuku, like, basically walks over to her, and he basically has a knife stabbing into, like, her chest, and then he cuts his hand, because he can't really do this yet anymore, and he basically changes her. And he's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to cause this. I figured out why that dude was convulsing. I have to have blood contact to do this without any pain. And Izuku takes Toga's quirk, and she starts freaking out. She's like, "What did you just do? I feel weird." And Izuku, it's fine. Just hold on a second. Hold on a minute, crazy." And he walks back over to her, cutting his hand again, and he returns her quirk. And she's like, "What did you just do?" And Izuku's like, "Well, you see, the quirk I inherited from my dad, it's pretty interesting." And she's like, "What is it?" Mind you, Toga is really, really, really scared of Izuku right now. And Deku's like, "You see, I can take quirks. And you see that cup there on the ground? Put your hand out." And Izuku, he says, "Think about the cup coming to you. Just, think. I, honestly, truly want this cup to, come into your hands." And the cup begins to move. And Toga's like, "What? What's this?" And Izuku's like, I didn't think that. In any case, do you have any other vials of blood? Let's see if your actual quirk is working properly." And Toga takes a swig of, blood out of a vial that she has. And she's able to transform. But when she transforms, she notices something odd. She's like, "Wait, the hair and eyes are wrong." And Izuku's like, "Well, change back. Maybe the other gift I gave you." And this is when Izuku basically changes the color of his eyes and his hair. And he's like, and Toga, when she turns back, her hair color is the same as the person that she was supposed to turn into, and her eye color is the same. And she's freaking out. She's like, "What did you do to my quirk?" And Izuku's like, I guess those two quirks are resonating with that quirk of yours. Looks like you're gonna have to learn to control it." And Izuku basically then tells her, exactly what his quirk is. And he's like, "If you ever betray me, even if you're a kid, I'll take you out. And I won't be so nice. I'll take back the 2 gifts I gave you, and I'll take your quirk away. And I won't be nice about it the second time." And Toga begins to laugh, and Izuku's like, "What do you mean? You really are like me. This should be fun. So, what's the plan, boss?" And Deku kind of grins. He's like, "We need to recruit. Plus, I need to make a phone call to..." I wonder what kind of job he's going to give me. So we cut to a few hours later to a building. And phone rings, and a gentleman answers it. And it's like, "So I guess you've dealt with your... So I guess you've mourned, or at least dealt with your mother?" And Izuku's like, "First off, don't ever mention my mom again. So every time Izuku takes someone's quirk forcibly, he can gain some of. He can, I would say, not gain their memories, but he gains somewhat of an understanding of how they control their quirks. So, in order for him to take a portion of someone's quirk from afar, he has to know how their quirks, the basis of like their quirks, in order to do that. But if he's ripping the quirk out of them forcibly, it can cause some damage to him, because he's basically ripping bits of their mind out as well. Like how their quirk, like basically the basics of their quirk. So, like I said, Izuku is a child of All for One, and Izuku inherited his father's quirk, and it evolved. And a lot of you are probably going to be saying, wait, All for One is in league with this person? And Izuku's says, Boss Hizaki, what's that job you had planned? And the old man says, this is a secret mission that I have. In any case, I have some men that I'm going to give to you. And I need you to work in the shadows. Our family. And Izuku's like, you're part of the Yakuza, aren't you? And the old man begins less, like, so, you didn't waste any time gathering information about me. And Izuku's like, yeah, well, I've always been a smart one. And to answer your question, yes, I've dealt with my mom. And the reason why Izuku took so long is he was going by different homes, like different funeral homes and stuff, trying to test his quirk out. And one day he was able to forcibly remove the quirk, and he toyed around with it, and it was just basically the person can create objects out of, well, more objects out than it was similar to Endeavor's quirk. And it can produce objects with flames, not produce flames like Endeavor can, but need to say, well, Endeavor can create a javelin, but I think that's the only thing he can really make, and it's an attack move. This person can basically create whips and all kinds of different things. So Izuku figured out how to remove quirks from corpses, and he is a little worried about that letter, where it came from. So the reason why Izuku is calling up Boss Hizaki is he's like, how is this dude connected? Does he know who my father is? Mom said my quirk's like dad's. So he went and took his mother's quirk. And he basically gave Toga a fraction of the power a fraction of that quirk. Basically, she can train. And I would say, over the years, Izuku did, his mom would Like him and his mom would go on camping trips. But this was basically Izuku getting, like, that week he was out of school. His mom basically was allowing him to take her quirk and give it back just so that Izuku can get a hold of his quirk. So we cut back to the phone call. And so Izuku had said, I'm a smart one and everything. So what's the job? And why are you giving me men? I already have a crew. Turning to Toga and smiling. And the boss is like, well, I've been trying to make our organization go as legit as possible. And, well, the men I'm going to be sending over, they've been instructed to follow you as though they are following me. I want you to be... That's funny. You called yourself Reaper, if I'm not mistaken, to that girl. And Izuku begins to laugh. And the guy is like, so, how'd you find me? I'm pretty sure you know what my real name is. And the boss says, Reaper, I know what your name is. The guy, after your mother's death, he got in touch with my organization and paid us a handsome fee to deliver you a letter. And before you ask, I can say this, it wasn't your father. Just, a concerned third party. And Izuku's like, so what are you, a concerned fourth party? And Boss Hiyazaki is laughing. He's like, you can say that. But in any case, kid, my two men, they'll take care of you. And they have other information. I want you to be a secret force of mine. A Reaper of sorts. And Izuku begins to laugh, and he's like, so you want me on retainer? You do know I'm a kid, right? And Hizaki, he says, oh, you being a child has nothing to do with it. That's why my men, they're going to help you out. So, with that being said, Izuku has went to the morgue and took his mother's quirk, and he gave a fraction of her quirk, a very weak. Basically, Toga wasn't really able to move the cup up, but he did, Izuku did use his quirk and basically levitated it up a little bit. And he basically explained to her, it's like, if you train... So he took his mom's quirk because he wants something to remember her by. And him reaching into Toga's mind about her quirk, how you kind of use it, and then throwing that back into her. He basically wanted his mother's quirk and everything like that. Because he's thinking, I want a way that this girl can never betray me. So he's like, Toga, we're out of here. We've got a safe house to go to. And she's like, so how was the phone call? And Izuku's like, first off, try thinking about changing your eye colors. Think of the saddest, the time that you're most sad, or most happy, or whatever. It has to be a strong emotion to be able to use that quirk. You have to be thinking of something that you have a strong emotion towards. And she kind of looks at Izuku, and she's like, she begins to laugh. And Izuku's like, is it a strong emotion? And Toga's like, smiles and is like, yeah, I've got the perfect memory. Okay, think about it, and then think about the color of your eyes that you want. And she does, and her eyes change color. And Izuku shows her in the mirror, and she's like, wait, so I can change my hair? Can I change my hair too? And Izuku immediately changes his hair and his eye colors back. He changes his hair to green, and he changes his eyes to green as well. And he smiles at her, and it's like, yeah, and if you continue to follow me, and you do what I say, there'll be more gifts along the way. Or, well, in any case, we'll have some fun. So, if you don't want to follow me, I can always take those gifts back and leave you here in an agonizing pain. And Toga gulps. He's like, come on, Reaper, you know, like, I'm not gonna do that. Seems like you're gonna be a lot of fun. So we're going to there's this safe house that you have set up. And Izuku's like, it's part of the job. We should get going. We've got the address. And, well, I don't know the area too well, and I only know this location that we're going to be going to. Basically walking over, grabbing her, and Toga and Izuku appear in an alleyway. So Izuku's shadow walk. If he's been to any place, he can, and there's like shadows or a dark area, he can basically walk into one shadow and pop out the other. And the shadow abilities will increase. So Izuku and Toga are basically standing there in amazement. And Izuku, he's going to be testing Toga, testing her loyalty. Because Izuku's not a dumb kid. He's smart. He's really smart. Because he has a natural intelligence. His natural intelligence is high, but his mom has been teaching him different things and stuff over the years, basically pushing him to be a good person. So with that in mind, she wanted her son educated. So Izuku's slightly more intelligent. He doesn't have super intelligence, but eventually he would have an intelligence that's comparable to his father's. That being said, this video is coming up on 50 minutes. I'm going to end this one here. And in the next part, we'll get into the safe house in the beginning of Izuku building his shadow forest. Or I'll come up with a name for it. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful souls in the next video.